Hey everyone. So today we're going to talk about sacred self-care, a way of reinvesting in ourselves along our spiritual journey so that we really can pour back into our body, our mind, and our spirit. So for anybody who's never seen my face before, hi, I'm Elizabeth Blackwell from Blissful Home and Body, and I specialize in setting sacred spaces and helping you along your journey to your highest and greatest self. So if that all sounds good, let's get started. So what is sacred self-care? It's a holistic approach to the practices that we already do each and every day in order to care for ourselves. It's connecting that physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual side to the things that we already do in order to add to this journey of growth and self-discovery. So today I'm going to go through a number of ways that we can either add into our daily practices or supplement the things that we are already doing in order to not only boost that self-care and reinvestment within ourselves, but will also help to keep our minds on that life that we're trying to build. I'm going to go through a variety of areas to which we can set up these practices in order to have that sacred self-care, which will pour back into us and really nurture us along that spiritual journey for that growth and self-discovery. So for the first one is one of my deepest passions, one of the things that I think can affect us so much, which is setting up sacred space, setting up your environment so that it helps to nurture you and nourish you along your journey. I call it setting sacred space. You can look at it just as setting up your environment in order to nurture you along your journey. It doesn't really matter, but our environments affect us a lot. And what we really want it to do is to nurture us or pour back into our journey. And what we certainly want to avoid is being in an environment or space that is somehow either distracting or even worse, it is lowering our vibration because we don't like it or it doesn't feel like us. So kind of on that note, the first thing that I will call out is remove anything from your spaces, whether this is your home, your office, your car. It doesn't really matter, but any space that you spend a lot of time in, remove anything that, you feel as if it is a distraction from your journey or it's just something that you don't generally like. I talk about decluttering and generally keeping spaces in that high vibe. But first and foremost, just remove anything that you look at as negative or that is somehow not serving you along your journey. Because if it's not serving you, it's detracting for you. I have several videos up on my channel about how to smudge or just increase the vibration of your space. So for today, I will just go into anything that you can set up in your environment that will either help support you along these practices or things that you just generally enjoy will help to pour back into you. Whether that is diffusing specific essential oils in order to get the aromatherapy, having intention candles that give you that warm and soft feeling, to setting up your bedroom and your bathroom in order to be spaces that will help to nurture you and allow you to recharge in a way as you go through some of these practices. I'm generally going to take you through the flow of most people's day, and then I'm going to kind of give some touch points that you can have, that you can supplement just a few extra moments of some of that sacred self-care. And so the first thing that I'm going to talk about here is from the very moment that you wake up, instead of immediately jumping into all of the things that you need to get done and immediately throwing your body into a state of panic where you raise your cortisol and your adrenaline and all those stress hormones. Instead, slow down and just have a few moments of positive mindfulness. Allow yourself to sit in things like gratitude or reflect upon things that you're excited about within your day. Or you can do things like take a few deep breaths and center yourself. Or one of my absolute favorites, which is take just a few minutes and visualize all of those things that you're going to be successful for, not only in that day, but as your future then unfolds. See all of those best case scenarios that are coming towards you. And then after you start to get up and you're moving into your beginning of the day routines, because this doesn't have to be first thing in the morning. Not everybody is set up on a morning routine, but from whenever you wake up, those things that you would do already every single day. So when you go to do things like, I'm going to use the phrase skincare, but whether that is a simple, 30-step routine, or you're just washing your face for the start of the day. As you're doing that, as you're connecting with the water, think of it removing anything that no longer serves. As you pick up any products that you're going to utilize on your skin, take just a moment and kind of set an intention that as you utilize them on your face or in your body, on your body, that they are lifting you. Just set those positive intentions around those things that you're already doing. Something that sounds a little silly, but I love to do that as I'm brushing my teeth, I'm actually connecting with that throat chakra and visualizing that all of my words that I will use throughout the day will have that positive spin to it and will either lift others or myself in order to bring about those things that I am trying to build in the world. And then as you go to do things like dress yourself, I've talked about this, I think, in an Instagram reel, but everything that you put on your body should serve you in some positive way. Whether it's the clothing that you're wearing that is just so damn comfortable that you kind of can't help but to wrap up in it, or it's something that makes you feel beautiful or seen. Everything that you put on your body should serve a purpose. From the underwear you slide into to the items the jewelry that we frost ourselves with, they should serve you in some way, and you should have a positive connection with them. You want to set yourself up to have that lifted feeling so that you know whether you're going to be in your own house all day or you're stepping out into the world, that the very first things are a foundation for what you're trying to create and the way that you want to feel. Once you've put yourself together for the day, no matter how dressed up or casual that is, this is a perfect moment to connect with yourself. I like to think of the mirror exercise, which is where you look at yourself directly in the mirror, connect with yourself eye to eye, and you just do a few affirmations, whether that is things that you love about yourself, or something that you're excited for, or something that you're trying to create, or just affirming the successes that you're destined to bring about. I actually shared on Instagram, I think it was, the 4 things that I tell myself every single day, which is, you've got this. There's nothing you can't handle. Today you are going to be a person that you can be proud of. Your dreams are coming true, and today you're going to take at least some small steps towards making those dreams a reality. And there's a reason for everything. Whether you label it good or bad doesn't matter. There's a reason for everything and everyone on this earth, so you're best to pick a positive spin behind it. And those are the things that I tell myself every day, whether I'm looking at myself in the mirror or I just affirm them to myself while I'm standing in the kitchen. But it is setting those moments of what I am trying to bring about and create. This actually makes me think back to that old Saturday Night Live sketch, and I know I'm kind of showing my age on this, but it was Stuart Smalley, who was one of the original jokes poking at life coaches. But each episode he would wrap up by looking himself in the mirror and saying, "You're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you." You don't have to use those words. Clearly make it your own personal journey. Take just a minute and kind of pour back into yourself and affirm what you're going to do with your day. Now I'm just going to go through some things that we all do throughout our day. But if you can put just a little spin on it, it will actually help to pour into you deeper, and we'll kind of have those moments of sacred self-care. Again, it's a holistic experience. It's that idea that we're putting that connection between the mind, the body, and the spirit. So hydration, we all need to drink. We all need to hydrate ourselves, and most of us need to do more of it. But I believe it was Dr. Emoto that did a bunch of experimentation showing that water holds consciousness. I'm going to grab my teacup here because I'm going to use it as an example. But whether you're drinking from a water bottle or whatever you have in front of you, mine's herbal tea, but it's still a water base. If you hold on to that cup or bottle and you put in some positive vibrations, that water will hold on to that consciousness. And also you're helping to wire your brain. You're now connecting a physical thing that you're doing for your physical body and that mental side to it. And then those positive affirmations bring in that spiritual side. So whether that is happiness, success, freedom, abundance, whatever it is that you're looking to bring forth in your life, spend just a few moments and charge the water with it. And then as you consume it, think of those vibrations actually entering you at a cellular level. Mindful eating. I'm going to use the word mindful a lot, but we all eat every single day. So connect with that food, whether you're in the middle of preparing it or it's something that you're getting out. If you're preparing it, I like to literally think of myself as stirring in positive things, because whether if it's for me or my children and family, then I think that puts just that little extra love into it, and that it will nourish deeper. But also you're taking a minute again to affirm those things that you're already trying to bring about, and then you're allowing it to nourish you a little bit deeper. And then the movement that we do throughout the day, whether it's walking or running or lifting weights at the gym, stretching or dancing, which sometimes I do randomly just to try to let go a little bit. But as we move our bodies, then we connect with ourselves. And you can, if you're doing some form of exercise, then you are visualizing that shape that you want to be in, or that vital health state that you're bringing about, but you're connecting with the movement, allowing it to serve you further along this journey. And then here are some supplemental things that you can do to have those moments of sacred self-care. Grounding yourself. Take your shoes off and have your feet either on the bare floor, or if you can be out in nature, even better, and feel that whatever you're standing on directly against your feet, and literally let go through the base of your feet and your body of anything that is negative to you or no longer serving. Literally feel yourself letting go. I'm a big proponent of meditation. If you can take just a few moments to take some deep breaths, breathing exercises are absolutely amazing. But I'm not going to go through, there's so many out there. But take a few deep breaths and get into your body. Close your eyes, slow down, and just be for a few moments instead of doing. This is a wonderful time for visualization and things along those lines, but sometimes just slowing your brain down enough to put yourself back in a positive state or pull yourself out of a negative state and let go of things can serve you so very deeply. Anything that you can do to make yourself laugh. Sense of humor is a big deal to me. But if that is watching something funny, calling that friend that always makes you giggle, doesn't matter. Anything that you can do to bring a little bit of fun and levity to yourself and then have gratitude for that is absolutely amazing to lift your vibration and pour back into yourself. Another big belief of mine is music. To sometimes just pop something in your ears and listen to a frequency and vibration that you really enjoy. And if you can connect this with mindful movement, even better. Take technology breaks. Take moments in time where you completely disconnect, even if it's for 10 to 15 minutes, but just tell yourself that you are not going to be on the phone, computer, TV, tablet, whatever, but break away and connect with yourself again. And then as you get towards the end of your day, this is a perfect time to not only begin to wind down your body and your mind, but also to practice some sacred self-care practices to help to pour back into you a little bit. This can be done really at any time of the day. I do it in the evening, so I attach it with evening. But journaling is a wonderful thing that, one, it takes us away from that technology side, which we should really shut down any sort of screen within an hour before trying to sleep, because that blue light prevents our brains from producing melatonin naturally. But for me, it is more getting things out of my head and onto paper that is very beneficial. It just gets it, out of my head. But taking that time to slow down, and whether you're doing gratitude journaling or mind dumps or, my goodness, I'm doing a full separate video on journaling, but that's a wonderful self-care thing that helps to reinvest in you. And it's a wonderful time to refocus yourself either on that spiritual growth or to bring it back around to those things that you're trying to concentrate on. And another thing that I didn't mention at the beginning of the day, but you can kind of do at the beginning or the end of the day, I am a big believer in ritual baths and showers. I actually should call them ritual baths and meditation showers. But setting up the space before you get into it, I guess that's why I really kind of associate it with the end of the day, because I don't want to have to take any more steps in the beginning of the day than I need to. But setting up that space. I love stones and crystals and things along those lines, so I will tend to, when trying to slow down, use things like amethyst or bringing in that self-love or loving vibe things like rose quartz, but I will have those around me and attached to them. Lighting candles. I have a salt lamp in my bathroom, which kind of gives that soft, warm glow and helps, again, to start to produce that melatonin. But setting up, and then what you put in the water, if you're doing a bath, can be absolutely amazing for setting you up for that sleep cycle. Epsom salt mixed with a little bit of baking soda will help to increase your magnesium levels and allow your muscles to relax. Love candles around this time, whether it's showering or bathing, but taking that time to connect with the water. And me specifically, usually how I do it and how I usually teach ritual baths are, in the beginning, you set the water or set the intention, if you're using the shower, for what it is, that vibe that you're trying to set, whether that's relaxation, self-love, whatever. But then as you are standing either in the water or immersing your body into it, then you spend some time letting go of any of the things that would be blocking that original intention. And then when you either are standing in the water and it's flowing away from you, or when you stand up out of the water, if you're using the bath and it's flowing away from you, literally visualizing those things draining away from you and flowing with the water. That kind of goes back to that consciousness of water. But then as you get into bed, taking that time to slow your brain down. Again, meditation is wonderful at this point, but even if it's just deep breathing, and again, connecting with all of those positive things that you're setting forth in your life and getting in touch with your spirit, seeing how you truly feel about your day, allows yourself to slow down, be mindful, but it just pours back into you a little bit deeper. The term sleep hygiene has become much more popular, but if you're unaware of what that is just from about the 90-minute point to when you're actually going to close your eyes, that you set up certain rituals. You take away things like technology, you add in things like herbal supplements, chamomile tea, things along those lines that help your body to slow down. And so that will just help to round out your day and kind of bring it all together. And then now you've had several touch points throughout the day where you've not only cared for yourself in all the things that we need to do anyways, but you're pouring back into yourself just a little bit deeper and setting that space for growth and manifestation and healing, all of those things that we need to do as a daily practice in order to help us advance along this journey. So hopefully this video helped you out along your journey to find just some ways that you can connect with yourself and pour back into yourself a little bit along your daily routines. If it did, I would love it if you would hit that like button and even subscribe, as I'm trying to build this community in order to help others along their spiritual journey to their highest and greatest self. So I hope you all stay well, my friends.